St. Philip Neri was a priest who lived in Rome in the 1500s. And if you know anything about the 1500s, it was kind of a crazy time in the world and definitely a crazy time in the church. It was the era of the Protestant Reformation, and there's a lot of corruption in the church itself. And because of that corruption, people became very lax in their faith and very disillusioned with their faith. But they loved Philip Neri. And Philip Neri was kind, he was smart, he was funny, and he was humble. And he really cared about the people that he encountered in daily life. And the people he encountered knew that he cared for them. And there's a story about Philip Neri where he encounters this young nobleman. And so he asks this young man, so what are you up to in life? And the young man responds, well, I've decided that I'm going to go and study law. And Philip Neri says, well, that's great. And then? He says, well, then I'll be a successful attorney. And Philip Neri says, excellent. And then? He says, well, then I will enjoy the respect and the esteem of my colleagues. And Philip Neri goes, okay, and then? And he says, well, then I'll have a happy and comfortable life. And at that, Philip Neri looked at the young man with dead seriousness and said, and then? We're very good at making plans for our lives. But what we're not so good about is considering the meaning of our lives. What are these plans, all these plans that we're making? How do they relate to what life is all about? And the answer to the question about life's meaning is that life is all about knowing, loving, and serving the Lord in this life so we can be happy with Him forever in the next life. That's what life is about. And so that's what Philip Neri was reminding this young man, that that's what life is about, that relationship with the Lord and seeking to do His will in life, so that we can be happy with Him forever in the next life. He reminded this young man and all of those people that he encountered of this great truth. And if we think about it, our time is not much different than the days of Philip Neri in the 1500s. And we need to be reminded of what life is about and our great dignity, and to be called to live out that great vocation to holiness with joy. Philip Neri lived that vocation out as a priest and called others to live that heroic life of sanctity. And that really is the vocation of every priest.